Okay, so I used the same stake, so it's slightly slower than it was before. So let's do a bit more shooting. With this bow, I had to say before, I had the feeling of the ring trying to come out my finger, and when I was trying to use the sugachi and trying to shoot with a sugachi on the heavy bow, I had this feeling of my knuckle being squeezed, and it was quite a peculiar feeling I've never experienced before. I hadn't experienced it with the amgachi before, but with the sugachi, it just felt as if it was trying to ride up my thumb, as if it was trying to squeeze everything in the way, and it was yeah, it kind of had me worried for a bit. So I might have to readjust the Isugaji, or maybe even get a smaller one, even though it feels quite tight when fresh. But after a bit of shooting, the thumb compresses, and that's when it can start to slip. So anyway, back to shooting, less waffle. Oh, a bit low. I didn't feel like I got full draw on that, full expansion on my shoulder. Oh. Try again. Oh, I couldn't get into that one. That was 28 inches, I think. Dead straight, but it wasn't what I wanted. Let's try again. I'm definitely not ready for this bow. I think going for the 85 might have been a bit too ambitious at this weight, because I had the 75 and then I got 85 and 95. Because, you know, 5-pound steps is probably a bit too many bows. And I thought I'd be able to do it in 3 bows to get to the 95, because I went from 60 to 75, and even though that was a big jump, it was manageable within 6 months. But I realize as well that I have to keep constantly practicing, otherwise whatever gains you make in terms of weight, you can lose them if you don't keep it up. So use it or lose it. That's the sentiment. So, and again with this one, I'm trying every week to shoot it at least, to try and get used to it. And some weeks are better than others, I suppose. So anyway, let's waffle, more shooting. Oh, again, not quite full draw. The ring starts feeling a bit loose at that point. I'm going to start getting further and further back. I mean, these are basic, cheap, deep hook brass rings. They've worked quite well so far with these, but I think maybe I'm starting to get to the limit. So I might need to explore different rings. So yeah, we'll see. I'm quite keen on trying to get some more of the lignum vitae amgachi. They've got the ones that I have with the lip, and they also do ones without a lip. So I'd like to try one without a lip, because these are authentic Korean amgachi rather than, you know, generic or, you know, different styles. So I'd rather use the Korean style ones first. But if they don't work, I'll start exploring different types of rings for heavy weights. Well, everybody says the Sugaji is the best for heavy weights. I get that feeling. That my thumb wants to dislocate when I'm using the Sugachi sometimes, and it feels a bit uncomfortable. Maybe it's something I need to get used to, and have a bit more trust in the ring. But that feeling of, yeah, your thumb wanting to dislocate and come apart is serious. and it distracts from the shooting. So anyway, let's try again. Push the high mountain, pull the tiger's tail. How many shots is on to? 3, 4, 5. This is the last one, plus a short one earlier, 6. So I'm gonna do some more shooting with a 75 and then alternate and then see how far I get. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, right, let's reset and start. Back on the 75. Five arrows. Oh, a bit low. Oh. Feels quite cold and damp today, probably not helping. Going off to the right a bit, and then I've realised my feet are pointing, my left foot is pointing in that direction. So let's point to the target. And get the alignment correct. Oh! Sunk in the ground. I leaned over there, tried to do the wall bow style leaning in, and I think I changed the angle completely. That sounded quite hard in there, so it's probably stuck in the root. So it's that 3, okay, 4. Oh, and with that, I overcompensate and it's gone high. All right, last one. Oh, that's better. That felt better as well. Right, let's recover them and reset. All right, 85 again. Oh, fuck. Right, stuck in the log. Okay, stuck in the log. Check alignment. Oh, okay, getting tired. Right, I'm going to sort the log out and then come back. Okay, 75 again. I wasn't ready for the 85 then, so let's do a bit more shooting with the 75 and then alternate. That's the how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the good thing about changing weights. When you change down, you feel you have a bit more control than otherwise. Right, okay, last one. Right, let's reset. Back on the 85 again. See if I can do some reps. We're down an arrow. This one got stuck in something, and the insert has started to slip out. I haven't got a lighter on me, so I can't melt and reset the hot glue. So it's going to have to do that when I get home. So, but anyway, 4 hours with the 85 should still be plenty. Oh, a bit low. Bit low. My shoulder's starting to feel a bit sore, so maybe it's time to stop soon. Let's take a few more shots. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. I'll try one more time, and if not, then I'll finish off on the 75 for the warm down, and then time to head home. This is quite tiring. It's a bit of a push, bit of a stretch for me. Oh, well, that was a hit of sorts. Okay. And it's funny how just a small rest and taking your time, means, it's the difference between being able to draw and shoot and not being able to draw. Because nothing's happened in that time other than just slowing down, taking a breath, just feeling into my body, into my shoulders, and then starting again. If I try and rush it, if I'm on a time limit, if I try and shoot, a set number of arrows, that's when I injure myself. So take it one by one, and as long as it takes. And and it's not exciting to watch, and it might be boring, but this is for me what it takes to go up in the weight. And I can see very good archers doing heavy weights, Robin Sherwood, Joe Gibbs, and quite a few others that do amazing, pulling heavy bows. You've seen, how much training some of these people put into it. I don't even put half as much as that. I come out once a week and I try and shoot. So this is my way of doing it and fitting it into my life. So I'm probably going to take a bit longer to get to where I want to go, but it doesn't matter because every week I get a bit closer, and that's encouraging. So I've got this, 2 more arrows, and then we'll call it quits with this one for today. So, right, enough waffling. More practice. Push the high mountain, pull the tiger's tail. And that was a kind of hit as well. Oh, I almost didn't quite draw that fully. Well, I didn't draw that fully. I didn't draw that fully, and that's the annoying thing when when I shoot and I actually hit the target, because I'm not aiming to hit the target. I'm not going for accuracy. I'm going for full draw. And when I don't get a full draw and I hit the target, it's kind of I do want to hit the target, but I also want to do full draw. And right now, I want to do more full draw than I want to do target hitting. It's encouraging, I'm not going to lie, but it's also a bit frustrating because if I just wanted to hit the target, I could do it with a lower poundage bow, and it would be a lot less stress. But this is also fun. It fills me with a sense of well-being and achievement. So anyway, last arrow, enough waffle. This is going to be far too long a video so far, as it is so far. And this, I need to glue this again, or is it a different one? Okay, here we go. Shall I try hit it? No, I'm not going to hit the target. I'm not going to hit the bottle, it's too low. I'm just going to shoot center of the boss. Yeah, like that. And a little bit of my feather came off on that one. Right, let's reset. Okay, start raining again. So I'm gonna back on the 75. Gonna shoot 4 arrows and then call it a day. Right. Go again. Last arrow, and the rain's starting to come down now. Okay. Right, thank you for watching. See you next week.